This video is brought to you from the Orlando Public Library.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
This week we're talking about preparing for a con that you've already decided to go to based on last week's criteria.
To continue last week's budget discussion, that was not very long at all, set aside money before the convention to go to it, and then also to buy things there, because you may think that you're not going to buy as many signed books as you do. Something about the smell of Sharpie, it takes the book from want to need.
What I like to do is I look at the featured guest list before I go to a con a few months before and try to read as many books as possible from people attending there. That way, so when I meet them, I can be like, oh, I read your book and it was awesome, not I've heard of you.
What you packed, where? First of all, pack a sweater. It's very cold in 98.9% of convention centers. Look at your itinerary before you go. See if there's a formal event or a costumed event that you're going to need to buy a costume for. And as always, bring something comfortable because you just want to be comfortable sometimes.
If you're going to a multimedia con, a lot of people wear costumes all day, so that's something to consider.
You could just not pack anything except costumes. That's an option. Can we do that at Necronomicon? Is that
We could.
okay? Done.
If you're going to a con that has writing workshops, a lot of them will have like prep materials or homework or something like that, and a lot of them don't make it very obvious, so make sure you look for that. And if you've signed up for any workshops, make sure you check out to see if they have any homework for you to do. You don't want to show up and everyone has a query to critique except for you. Mainly it's a lot of like scrambling around finding roommates and making travel arrangements.
Yeah, if you want to save some money, start looking for hotel roommates early. No, it's perfectly okay to sleep with a stranger. I mean, not like that, but
a lot of cons do have discounted hotel rates the first few weeks of registration. Make sure you reserve your hotels early so you can get that discounted rate, because it kind of sucks if you don't. Some of the conferences, the hotels sell out like completely. You cannot get in them.
a lot of them.
RT especially. Yeah. You may have to reserve your hotel before registration for the con itself is even open. The best thing to do in preparation for a con is ask your friends who've been to that particular con before and ask them if there's any tips they have or any kind of special information you're going to need.
Or anything they wish they had when they were there, like
Yeah.
comfortable shoes.
Yeah, don't ever wear like 4-inch heels to a con.
For some people, that's comfortable shoes. The people that have permanently altered their calf muscle, make friends before the con so you don't have to be alone at the con.
Oh, that is a good tip. I think it was RWA one year. I didn't know anybody who was going, and I started tweeting about it like 3 weeks before and kind of made some Twitter friends, and then we met up at the con.
See, I know things.
And so that was actually good advice.
I know things. I have been to like 2 conventions, and they were teachers' conventions. Necronomicon is my first hobby convention.
We'll call it that.
We'll call it, for me, anyway. Sarah has to go like do her job because she works here and stuff.
Next week we're going to be talking about survival at a con.
Because you could die. It's a possibility. There are lots of kinds of conventions out there. You could die, depending on what you're going to.
On that note,
okay. What if it was like an extreme rock climbing
Just
no harness convention?
say something
you
like,
could die.
We'll see you next week.
Bye. Okay.